Now we'll set some fancy shapes. Ovals are the most popular gem shape, and for this demonstration we're going to set a beautiful 18 by 13 millimeter oval Swiss blue topaz into our popular solitaire cathedral shank ring. Blue topaz is called the gem of faithfulness and good cheer, and it has a lot of sparkle to it. But topaz is not a very tough gem, so we'll check it over for flaws before we start the setting. When you place an oval into the setting, be sure that the table is not cocked when you start. You can see that the table is not straight. In fact, it runs off to my right slightly. So I'll use the tweezers to move it a little counterclockwise. And now we're ready to start. First, adjust the pliers to fit the prong height at about a 45-degree angle. And then gently squeeze the plier. Now we move to the opposite prong. We'll check the stone for level and check to see that it's remained straight. Now we bend the second prong, recheck level and alignment again. We move to the next prong and repeat the procedures, and then continue working in our X pattern until all the prongs are bent. All the prongs should be in the half set position at this point. We'll make one last inspection of the gem to be sure that it is level, and then we will readjust the pliers, holding them at a 45-degree angle, and we'll squeeze the prong into the final set position. Continuing in our X pattern, we go around all the prongs until they are in the final set position. When you are done, you have a beautiful Swiss blue topaz, accentuated by the open light setting of the cathedral ring shank, an excellent piece. Emerald shapes are another very popular gem cut. Basically, it's a rectangle shape that has cut corners. An emerald cut actually has 8 sides because the corners are cut. Most settings for emerald shaped gems have prongs that bend over these cut corners. For this demonstration, we're setting 12 by 10 millimeter golden citrine into earrings. Citrine gets its name from the French word citron, meaning yellow. It has a great sun-colored yellow-orange flash to it, and it's a good tough stone. First, let's place our gem into the setting. Like ovals, emerald cuts have to be controlled in 2 directions. They have to be kept level, and the table has to be straight in the setting. This one seems to be straight and ready to set, so we'll adjust our gem setting plier to fit the height of the prong, and holding it at a 45-degree angle of the prong, gently squeeze the plier. Then we'll move to the prong opposite the one we just bent. We'll check the stone, be sure that it's level, and gently squeeze the plier. Now we move to the prong next to it, repeat the checks, gently squeeze the plier. Now we go to the remaining prong, repeat the checks, and bend that one also. All the prongs should be in the half set position at this point. We make one last inspection of the gem to be sure that it's level, and then readjust the pliers, holding them at a 45-degree angle and working in an X pattern. We go all around the prongs until they are in the final set position. From one prong to an opposite, then the prong next to it, then the prong opposite. And there we have it, a snappy citrine set for an earring. For our pear-shaped example, we'll set a top sky blue topaz, 18 by 13 millimeter, into a dangle setting, which we'll then make into a pearl enhancer. As we mentioned in the cathedral ring setting demo, topaz is not a very tough gem, so we'll take a moment to check the stone over before we start the setting. This one looks fine, so we'll go on with the job. First, we place the gem into the setting and check it for level. Next, we adjust the gem setting plier to fit the height of the prong, and holding it at a 45-degree angle to the prong, gently squeeze the plier. Now we go to the opposite prong, check for level, and we bend this prong. Now we go to the next prong. Again, check the level, and we bend this prong. Then we go to its opposite, and so we complete our X pattern. We gently bend the prong. All the prongs should be in the half set position at this point. We make one last inspection of the gem to be sure that it's level. And then readjust the pliers, holding them at a 45-degree angle. We'll work in the X pattern around all the prongs until they're in the final set position. We work the opposite, and the prong next to it, maintaining the 45-degree angle, and we gently squeeze. There we have it. We'll check the stone for level. The prongs are in the final set position. And now we'll attach the dangle bail. Simply by slipping the loop, then we adjust the pliers down to fit the width of the loop wire, and we bend the loop closed. This creates an exquisite enhancer. Now, we'll hang it on a string of pearls for a very elegant look. Very beautiful and very, very popular. Marquise-shaped gems are very popular, and for this demonstration we'll be mounting a 12 by 6 millimeter canary yellow cubic zirconia into a filigree shank solitaire ring. I'm partial to the canary CZs because in the right light they'll glitter clear across a room. It's a real fun stone. They're reasonably tough and generally well proportioned. So after a quick glance, we'll go on with the setting. First, we'll place the gem into the setting, and then check it for level. Be sure that it's straight. Next, we adjust the gem setting plier to fit the height of the prong, and holding at a 45-degree angle to the prong, gently squeeze the plier. Now we go to the opposite prong, check the level, and we bend this prong. Now we go to the next prong. Again, check for level. We bend this prong, and then go to the opposite prong, so we complete our X pattern and bend this prong. All the prongs should be in the half set position. We make one last inspection of the gem to be sure that it's level, and then readjust the pliers, holding them at a 45-degree angle. We'll work in our X pattern around all the prongs until they're in the final set position. And it's as easy as that. 1, 2, 3 we call it, and you have a beautiful filigree ring with a dazzling canary flash. So, call us today at 800-545-7962, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 Mountain Time. Our friendly associates are waiting to serve you. Or you can fax us 24 hours a day at 800-256-1574, or you can order online at www.trips.com.